Hello, my fellow ghouls and ghoulettes, and welcome to Monster Planet, where I talk about a monster's brief history, how it affected our modern world today, and how media portrays the monster. I'm your host, Nicholas Reed, and today's monster will make your hair stand on end. The monster of the day is well known to some, but not everyone knows its origins. I'm talking about the Wolpertinger, a strange hybrid beast that originates from the Bavarian forests. It's also known as the Wolpertinger, Wolpertinger, or Wolpertinger. It is a hybrid of many different combinations of wild animals. The Wolpertinger myth is fairly young when it comes to mythical creatures, as it was created in the 1800s by Bavarian taxidermists as a bit of fun. Locals tend to spin a more romantic and outlandish tale between a hare and a roebuck. The story goes that their children had the body of a hare and the horns of a deer. Soon after, a fox and a duck, and a pine marten and a pheasant follow suit. All their strange offspring crossbred, which explains why no two Wolpertingers look the same. These bizarre hybrids were sold to gullible tourists as local wildlife throughout the 19th century, and continue to be made to this day. Wolpertingers have become more and more outlandish, and it isn't uncommon to find one with parts from 4 or 5 preserved and stuffed animals fixed together. According to legend, anyone who wants to see a Wolpertinger alive in its natural habitat must be an attractive single woman, needs to visit a forest in the Bavarian Alps during a full moon, accompanied by the right man. For those seeking to see a Wolpertinger in decidedly less questionable circumstances, these stuffed creations can be found decorating traditional hotels, restaurants, and pubs throughout Bavaria. The Wolpertinger is probably one of the most famous hoaxes and possibly the oldest. But as the media has drawn more attention to it, the Wolpertinger has become more prevalent in pop culture, which is pretty impressive for something that started out as a fun story to tell tourists. The basics of the Wolpertinger have remained the same for centuries, with the only thing really evolving being its appearance. The Wolpertinger has appeared in a few forms of media, including MMORPG World of Warcraft and Action RPG Path of Exile, where it appears as an obtainable pet. One for a special event called Brewfest, and the other as a microtransaction respectively. Wolpertingers also appear in the special winter version of tabletop game Carcassonne, and as the main characters in the novel Rumo and His Miraculous Adventures by Walter Moors, which depicts them as anthropomorphic dogs with small horns. Through all the different incarnations of these cute creatures, they maintain the basis of being an amalgamation of various creatures, usually with horns of some description. Before we go, the websites used for this episode were www.thelocal.de. That's all the time I had for you ghouls and ghoulettes. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, if you ever find yourself in the Bavarian Alps, keep an eye out for these fussy critters.